Hello, everyone. Fancy to see you here. That's right. I'm just outside your window, watching you, listening to episode 24 of the Adventures in Novus podcast. 24 is the number of harmony, idealism, and companionship. So you know what that means? Yeah, me neither. But I can tell you it's going to be another great episode. Before we begin, remember to check our socials. We love hearing from you. We've identified another super fan, ladies and gentlemen, Raz. And he has chosen a name to be used as an NPC, so be ready for that in a future episode. Do you want the same thing? Be like Raz. Follow us on all of our platforms and like all of our apps and send us an email. Details below. I know it's a lot, but you'll get a character named after you. Everyone wins. All right, enough is enough. That was a long one. Let's just jump into it with a quick recap from me.
Yay.
Smash that like and subscribe button, folks. Hit that little bell, get alerted when, we're coming online. Do yourself a favor.
Small nominal fee.
Patreon.
Yeah, just a small donation to our Patreon. Goes a long way, folks. We're trying to get a jet. We want to get a private jet so we can travel around and see all you fine folks. There's just so many of you, you know.
So the Wasp, a sign from the god Callistria, led Baelthor and the rest of the group to a secret hidden entrance by a fake boulder that led to an ancient tunnel area. Inside, past a trap, was a nest of sleeping kobolds. Our heroes brutally murdered the poor family of kobolds peacefully living there. With the aid of detect magic afterwards, they found a mysterious gem. They put said gem in the middle of the floor under the bone throne of the Kobold King. So you are in an elevator. We've talked about Mike's experience in an elevator in a previous episode, but this is a different campaign, different character, different elevator. Same experience? Let's find out. When the tic-tac shaped bluish-gray gem was placed in the center hole of the circular room, it started to shine a bright yellow. The yellow glow extends through the lines on the ground, branching outwards towards the walls, and you feel the ground beneath you as you start immediately descending. Slowly at first, and then quickly, those lines from the ground continue along the walls as you descend, giving the feeling like you're in a prison behind yellow glowing bars. Everything in this room now has a yellow tint to it as you look at each other, wondering what is happening. The odd rune on the passing walls quickly flashes by you as you descend, also glowing in yellow. It seems like an eternity, but it's only about a minute before the descent starts to slow and ultimately stop at the bottom. The yellow light dims as the crystal pops out of the slot onto the ground and returns to its bluish-gray color, slowly rolling on the floor away from the hole before coming to a stop a couple feet away. You look through a new opening. A rush of cool, damp air envelops you. The ceiling of the cavern soars high above.
How damp?
Yeah, what's the...
Yeah, damn. So basic.
Let me get to it.
Relative humidity.
Here we go. You want this? Yeah. I'll give you everything you want right now. Their surface is adorned with stalactites glistening with moisture hanging down like crystalline chandeliers. Growing on these stalactites are clusters of vibrant purple mushrooms and other fungi, giving this cavern an otherworldly purple glow. Their luminescence dances across the rugged walls, illuminating the intricate network of paths and staircases that wind their way up to countless cave openings scattered throughout. At its heart lies a dark lake, its still waters mirroring the radiant hues of the luminous fungi, creating an illusion of an endless abyss beneath. From your vantage point, you can tell that the cavern resembles a colossal eye, its pupil a gaping lake of darkness. Where you are marks one corner of this subterranean area. Life shows up in unexpected forms. Algae cling to the shadows of the lake, while moss carpets the cavern floor in verdant hues. Somehow nettles, their jagged leaves bristling with stinging hairs, manage to survive here and there. Where the hell are we?
It's so moist in here.
Everything does seem very fertile.
I don't know. Clark, where have we gone?
Looks like we've descended into the asshole of Satan, gentlemen. One of you isn't believing hard enough, and that's why we're down here.
Baelthor, where have you taken us?
I don't say this very often, but I don't know.
As you gaze upon the wonder of this underground utopia, you hear a consistent tapping sound. Ahead of you, a medium-sized humanoid is slowly approaching you with a walking stick. It's hunched over with the hood of his cloak covering his face, but not his long white beard almost touching the ground. He is slowly making his way over to you. Tap, shuffle. Tap, shuffle. What do you do?
Looks like another lost soul in need of some healing. Look at that. Look at that limp. I've helped many people with canes. We grab the cane, we throw it right up onto the stage there, and we give you the magic. And next thing you know, you're running marathons. So why don't you come here, sir? We'll get you sorted out.
So Skeeter sees an opportunity.
I see what looks to be one of my usual clientele. He just happens to be in a very dark, dank, damp place.
I'm not sure we should just be trusting anybody that comes along here.
So, upon hearing your words, the figure leans his stick against a stalagmite and uses his withered hands to peel back his hood, revealing an old dwarven face surrounded by white hair and the previously mentioned long white beard that almost touches the floor. He is dressed in very patchwork rags, like a bunch of different clothing sewn together. He has a look of shock on his face. By Torag, are you real or my imagination? Is that a demon, a hobgoblin, a half-elf, and 3 humans?
It's pretty good accounting.
She is not a demon.
What is it then?
My eidolon, my partner, an avatar of Calistria.
What kind of partner?
Yeah, you get freaky with it or what? That's a little, what do you mean there?
Hold your tongue. For once.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, but...
In a way, yes.
Well, that proves it. There is no way I could imagine that on my own. Be you friend or foe?
And Will's got his hand on his trident.
I mean, I guess that depends. Do you got some money? You don't look very rich, I must say. You're in rags, and I think I can smell you from here. It might be Saltok, though. I'm not sure.
No, that's probably me. I definitely don't have any money, as you can tell from my clothes. I've been down here a really long time.
It can be both.
It could be both. That's right. Maybe it's mixing with some sort of melange of smells.
We are not your enemy, unless you want us to be.
Oh no, I don't have the energy for that anymore.
Is he clearly a dwarf? Like,
He is very clearly a dwarf. Has Will ever seen
that's
a
what
dwarf?
I mean. Like, do we all know what dwarves are?
Yes, you would know what dwarves are. There'd be books around that you guys have read. Dwarves have been recently persecuted in the last 300 years, up until maybe the last 100 years. They were basically all eradicated. But if people talk, people will remember.
But we most likely would never have seen one.
No, this would be quite a shock to you to see one alive.
He's one of the old ones.
It's unholy.
What do you mean?
What?
Look at it.
Just an old man in a cave.
Something ain't right.
Roll a perception check.
Natural 1. Good. That dice is dead to me.
Also a natural 1.
21 for Maggie
27. Saltok.
and 18 for Baelthor.
So everyone except for Skeeter and Will sees a giant millipede slowly stalking the old dwarf coming up behind him.
Is that your pet? And the point behind him.
But what do you mean? I don't see. What are you talking about, pet?
Just as he says that, the old dwarf turns his head, grabs his walking stick. Oh, that's just Frank. He bonks Frank on top of the head with his walking stick. Down, Frank. And he reaches in his pocket. He pulls out what looks to be a dead salamander and throws it. And then Frank, the millipede, just runs away and starts munching on the salamander greedily. Sorry about that. How did you get here? Where were you trying to go?
We came down a shaft.
Shaft.
Oh, I know shafts.
He's a bad mother.
Shaft!
Talking about shaft.
John Shaft.
Shut your mouth.
Well, you've come to a peculiar place. This place has been abandoned. Oh, it's hard to tell time down here, but quite some time.
You mean by all but you, right?
Oh, me and my wife.
Is that your wife? Point.
Oh, no, that's Frank.
You get freaky. You got some kind of threesome thing going. I mean, I'm after hearing what Baelthor is talking about. What kind of situation have I found myself in here? Yikes!
Get out of my head.
Frank keeps saying no.
I mean, it's just the two of you. There's no, you don't have a town maybe, the other people that I could talk to that might have some things,
Or children.
This was a small town a long time ago, when we all escaped the persecution of Kalam down here. But as time goes, we died off, and the last people I saw leave through that entrance you just came through were some of my own. But they had the key to use it, and since then we have been stuck down here as they never came back.
It's not much of a friendly world up there.
That is why we came down here.
What else is down here?
How far does these caves and settlements go?
Yes, what else is down here? And I get first dibs, by the way, Baelthor, okay? I was the first one to ask, so he's trying to move in on my claim here. I mean, I'm looking for people to help, okay? And if there happens to be things that they left behind, maybe, it finds its way into Okrama's purse.
Well, among the shadows, creatures both wondrous and menacing make their home. Spiders weave intricate webs. Crayfish navigate the depths of the lake, along with some fish and salamanders. Millipedes meander along the cavern walls. Their many legs a testament to the diversity of life in this subterranean sanctuary.
God damn, this room is thick. Look, animals don't have any money, okay? Spiders, millipedes, they don't got anything that I... You folks deal with this guy. I'm done with him.
We were brought down here by Calistria.
Ooh, Calistria, yes.
You are familiar?
No, I have no idea.
She's an elven goddess.
Oh, I see. Well, I worship Torag, and he is enough for me. But perhaps we should come inside and see why the fates have brought you to us. My wife might know more. Will you come to dine with us?
I'm up for some grub.
What do you eat down here?
Nowadays, I don't have the energy to fish or do much really except for catch the odd salamander and spider and scorpion.
That sounds terrible.
Well, if you are adventurers, perhaps you have your rations.
Is there anything I could do with the soil around that lake, maybe? Set up something you can grow?
I would not go near the lake, my hobgoblin friend.
Oh, what do you do for water and stuff?
There is a well.
Well,
What's in the lake?
Very large octopods live there. Fun fact, the fish down there don't have eyes. That used to be my favorite part when I was above ground.
Fish eyes?
Have you never tried a fish eye?
Good God.
That is the real treasure down here. Or not down here, because
What?
they don't have the eyes.
Have you tried eating the rest of the fish? I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It is a dwarven delicacy.
How is it that you're even here? I thought all the dwarves were done.
We came down here a long time ago. Back then, I was just a young little dwarf running for my life away from the persecution of Kalam.
And Will puts his hand up to his heart when he says Kalam.
That's odd. Anyways, have you seen any more dwarves up on the surface?
Of
Do we?
course not.
No, they are all gone.
Thankfully.
What?
What?
Why, thankfully?
Well, I mean, look at him.
He's just like sitting there, elderly man with his old cane, just like shaking back and forth, all innocent.
Maybe Brother Will's on to something here. This man is rather unpleasant.
You're adventuring with a hobgoblin. No offense.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't eat fish eyes, at least as far as I'm aware. Saltok, do you eat fish eyes?
you got fish eyes?
Oh, God. I got to keep my eye on you, Saltok.
You did try to sacrifice him in that fight against the kobold.
Well, it's all part of the job.
No, not in the fight. Sorry. You did try to sacrifice him by letting him use the gem before you knew what it did.
It's all part of the job.
How many assistants have you had?
There's been a few, you know. They come and go. They rise through the ranks. And you know what, Brother Saltok, don't get too comfortable now, all right? You know, Brother Jacob back at the church, he's looking pretty sharp lately. And you've been giving me some sass back on this journey. And nobody's irreplaceable. I just want you to know that, all right? So you better be on your game, you know, and you better have my back against this creepy fish-eyed dwarf.
So the dwarf kind of ignores you, and he just kind of keeps rambling. And he goes, "We didn't come down this area, though. We did come down another area. We were trapped in a valley.
This is another way out of here.
Oh, there are 2 entrances down here.
Can you describe the valley?
It is called the Valley of the Lost, if it is still called that on the surface.
Right, any idea how to get there?
Oh, yeah, just on the other side of the lake over there.
Perhaps that's why we're here. A shortcut. Avoid danger. Maybe something was waiting for us up there on the road."
While you guys are talking, the dwarf grabs his walking stick, which now you can see is a petrified mushroom with a small cap on the top. And he starts walking towards where you guys came out of. I don't know if you guys are still in the room or on the outside of the room. And he goes, "Oh, bone throne. A little bit of poop, and I recognize these." And he grabs one of the bones, and he looks at it. "Oh, and the gem. I have not seen that in years." And he picks up the gem as well, in the same hand as the bone, because his other hand is on the walking stick.
It's like making
Hand comes out of the beard.
third hand.
Is that your foot?
Dwarves have 3 hands now. It's canon.
It's canon.
Yeah. Well, should we go inside and talk a bit?
Perhaps we should.
Still not sure, guys. I think he's leading us into a trap.
Brother Saltok, why don't you enter the domicile with our friend here, you know? Maybe you guys could talk about fisheye stew recipes or something real quick, you know? Make sure it's all on the up and up.
Stu takes me back. As we're hobbling back, we met Frank, but what's your name?
My name is Harsk Ironpride. And he's already like halfway down towards a cave that he's walking to, giving the lake a wide berth. Tap, shuffle, shuffle, tap, shuffle, shuffle. Is anyone following him?
Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, Baelthor will follow.
I most assuredly am not.
Skeeter will wait outside, and
Will kind of looks over at.
Will, you should stay with me. We're both not feeling the vibes on this guy.
For once, I think I agree with you, but doesn't mean that it's going to be any safer out here.
Well, I mean, at least it doesn't smell like goddamn fish eyes out here.
I'd rather go and so I can keep an eye on that thing. I'm not sure what it's capable of, but I know it's not going to be good for us.
All right. Well, you go in there. You tell me if it's clear. All right. I'm still waiting on Saltok.
Okay. So we'll start heading over.
so Harsk enters one of the many caves along the jagged walls. And inside, it's pitch black, except for a small amount of purple hue gets inside. Don't fret. I know some of you have trouble seeing in the dark. Harsk casts a spell inside the cave in the center of the room, and it lights up to glow similar to a torch.
So when he begins casting the spell, Will definitely pulls the trident right, like off of its little hook.
Yeah.
Gets ready to attack if need be.
Okay. And he doesn't even notice. So I don't know if you guys notice. But
You roll to notice, or how does that work?
well, he's right beside you. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Then you see him doing this.
Okay.
Is Will going in with Saltok?
Yeah.
So everything inside the cave has been carved out of rock. There's table, chairs, shelves, and a bed in the corner, all carved from the rock itself. There are stone jars on shelves. The light is coming from a crudely carved hammer in the center of the table. You guys can do a knowledge religion if you want.
I cannot.
Nope.
Well, you know he worships Torag.
I can, but I'm not there.
Well, he worships Torag, so I bet you can figure it out. At the head of the table sits an old dwarven female. She is also dressed in patchwork rags with a full white beard. She is kind of unresponsive, just sitting there with her head shaking around and her mouth agape staring forward. She doesn't say anything. Yes, come in. Yes, dear, I'm so ever so sorry. The demon is safe, yes, I assure you. Okay, next time I'll give you proper warning before inviting guests. Please do ignore her. Have a seat. Ignore the mess. It's been over a century.
What demon?
The Cyclops thing?
It's not a demon.
Oh, right. You told me that already.
How are you talking to her? I didn't hear no words.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
That's odd. I heard everything she said. All of the bitching and whining and moaning.
Yes, you are married.
You need me to cut that?
No.
Yes.
No. Play that for your kid, Danny. Have your wife.
Oh, she's gonna listen to this too. Yeah. I'm dead now. Yeah. This is the last episode I'll be recording.
Yeah.
$20.
Let's make it good. Let's make it good.
I can cut that for you.
Just buy a nice inflatable mattress.
Yep.
So you guys can enter the cave however you want. You can take a seat. You can hang back a bit. Afraid of this poor old dwarf and patchwork rogues. That might be a doppelganger. We don't know yet. Just putting that out there.
I want to do a perception check as I'm going into the cave. I'd like to do a perception check on the lady, the wife,
Okay.
because I'm very weirded out by that. Cause
Yep.
nothing was said.
Yeah.
10.
A 10.
Baelthor will instruct Maggie. Go, check out the wife.
Is she bodacious?
Just looks her up and down hungrily.
Will wants to take a look at the room too because he expects danger here.
21 for Maggie.
23 perception.
So with 23, 21, a 10, you guys all see the same thing. It's just a carved entrance. You see a haggard old lady, her head shaking back and forth, mouth agape, looking at none of you, just staring straight forward. And that's basically it. You don't find any traps. You don't find anything suspicious.
Do their fingers look wriggly? You got it. You can never trust these dwarves.
Yeah. You can tell they both definitely have arthritis.
Do you have a dwarven doctor back in Clan?
Can I offer anyone some salamander or perhaps some spider?
That's horrifying. No. And Will goes to the leave, just like walks over to one edge and starts working on his shield.
Okay.
I'll take a nibble of a salamander.
Oh, yes. I just caught this morning. And he goes to the shelf and he opens a jar and there's a bunch of dead salamanders in there. He's like, pick whatever one you want. They're all delicious.
Oh, it's kind of like jerky, eh? You don't.
Yes, let's call it that. Jerky.
I call the shield one jerky.
Yes, he did pull his weapon on me. He thought I didn't see, but I am more aware than I look like.
Yeah, I'll grab just one of the ones that I haven't pulled out and start mowing down on a salamander.
It is delicious for a hobgoblin.
Hey, brother Ripoff, you want to try some delicacy?
What's that, brother Saltok? Did you find something?
It's some salamander.
Salamander. Well, that doesn't sound very valuable.
It's gonna fill your gullet.
Yeah, I think I'm good on some salamander. How about any valuables or, is there anything that would interest Okrama, perhaps?
I don't know, maybe if you come in here and check for things yourself that maybe I couldn't see.
Oh, jeez. You just can't even... You try to get good help.
So Harsk sits down at the table and he starts examining the bone. He's like, oh, yes, I agree, dear. Definitely dwarven. It seems they are lost. She's just like shaking her head back and forth, mouth agape.
Skeeter arrives into the cave
Okay.
to the summons of...
Would you like some salamander or perhaps a spider or two?
No, absolutely not. You keep that shit away from me, please. Skeeter's going to have a look around the room for anything that's valuable or perhaps magical. He's going to cast Detect Magic as well. I don't know how that works. Is that a D... No, I just do it. I just do it.
Done it so many times.
Well. I've done it once, all right? I'm not a caster. I normally smash things.
You are, in fact, a caster.
But I will roll perception for valuables, and then I shall detect magic. That is an 18 on the perception.
So Skeeter does his perception check and checks around the room, and unless he finds stone valuable or dead insects or small mammals, he's not going to find anything that he wants. You detect magic, and on Harsk, you detect that his staff is magical, and obviously you detect the stone that he has as well. If you continue to detect magic, do you?
Absolutely. I'm looking for everything. Anything and everything that I want, Okraba is interested in.
His staff has a strong enchantment magic to it.
I couldn't help but notice. Sorry, what was your name again, creepy old man? Hursk? Hurst? Hearse? Hark?
My name is Harsk Iron Pride.
Right, Hark. Listen here. I couldn't help but notice that your beloved wife here is so beautiful. By the way, may I say, God, it kills me. I couldn't help but notice that she seems to be in a rather catatonic state. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, dear, he is quite rude. No, she is fine.
I don't believe she said anything, sir.
Oh, she definitely talks to me.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, I don't know if you've tried any healing magics on her. I might be able to assist, but perhaps for a minor fee. I know you don't have a lot of money or anything, but maybe we could arrange something else.
How many salamanders would this fee cost?
No, we're not interested in salamanders. I'm sorry. My very loving God, he's very, he's a very nice God. He's interested in valuable things, magical things, perhaps. I couldn't help but notice that your mushroom staff there is potentially interesting to the Lord Okraba. On top of this, maybe I could help your wife. Maybe I could help you, sir. As I said earlier, I am known for getting rid of canes for the elderly. I'll fix you right up. You won't be limping around. We'll get rid of that cane. You won't need it holding you back anymore, because that's all it's doing. It's a crutch, and your bones are not developing properly. They're not being challenged enough when you're leaning on it. So, if you think about it, I'm doing you a favor for really nothing.
So while Skeeter is ranting, Baelthor, Agnes turns her attention to you, and in your mind you hear,
"You are on a divine path, young one. Your choice of company in this endeavor was poor. You must separate yourself from this group when an opportunity presents itself on the surface. Your next companions will be revealed to you in another place. They will be more trustworthy and suited to your needs. Tell no one besides those that you trust deeply about this place. You are meant for great things. Do not speak to me. Do not give any suggestion that I have talked to you."
When Agnes's voice leaves your mind, you are once again focused on the main conversation.
And Brother Ripov keeps talking.
Yeah. And then Hars just kind of ignores him. He goes, "Oh yes, I am very happy to see the stone again, as we've been trapped down here ever since. We are safe, mind you, but it is quite lonely."
Will you be wanting to go back to the surface then?
"Oh no, not if Kalam is still alive and strong, and there are no dwarfs, as you say.
Well, the All-Mother is very strong, if that's what you mean."
We've had our fill of the All-Mother. The All-Mother has destroyed our entire clan and left what was left running into the valley. It was by the luck of Torag that we found a tunnel leading into this place where we survived for many years. If only my wife wasn't barren, I would have many kids."
Well, I mean, I don't believe we've even finished negotiating, so I might be able to help you on that front as well. Okraba's blessings are many, and they are bountiful for the right price.
So as Skeeter starts ranting again, Saltok,
Yeah.
Agnes looks towards you, and you hear in your head,
"You care for your child and avenge those lost to Kalam. You will be the one to lead the people in need here and protect them. Beware of Will and Skeeter. They are not your friends. I know a Kalamian when I see one. Will's heart is still with Kalam, and Skeeter only cares for himself. Do not let them come back down here. Do not speak to me. Do not give any suggestion that I have talked to you."
and then when Agnes's voice leaves your mind, you're once again focused on Skeeter and his rantings and ravings.
Saltok lets out a salamander fart.
Oh, good God. Saltok. Jacob just keeps looking better and better to me. I gotta say, good God.
Maybe that's a custom around here.
It's not that big of a space.
Who's Jacob?
Brother Jacob, he's rising up at the church back in Betchland. All right, he's been doing some good work. His heart's into it. All right, he believes. Yeah. He's a real believer.
Jacob, that pansy, so I don't do anything.
I've actually heard quite a few good things about this Jacob. He seems to be quite the warrior.
Well, I don't want him to get more famous than me, though. How you've heard of Jacob? Well, that's a problem. I have to talk to Jacob.
From you?
Oh, from me? Okay, yes, of course. Oh, he had me scared there for a minute. I thought he was starting his own church. You know, we couldn't have that.
So fucking dumb.
Yeah.
We should probably move on.
Well, are we really done here? I haven't really helped anybody, though. I really feel like I could really help you people out. I feel just so terrible leaving you in these conditions.
Clark chimes in. The people that need help are the people of the valley.
Well, we'll get to them too, all right?
Why don't we go there now?
Clark's right. We do need to be getting to them quickly.
Why did you leave the valley?
Because we were being attacked by a large Calamian force. When you enter the valley, there is nowhere to escape. And by Torag, we found a tunnel that led us here. And as this gem was on the ground, and we took the gem and were like, hey, there's a hole there. So we put the gem in the hole, and then we were down here. And we thought, this is pretty nice down here. There's salamanders and spiders and moss you can eat down here. And a well, it was all here before we got here. So down we came, down the elevator, and we've lived down here ever since.
Well, the elevator's a cannon.
Yeah. It's just easier that way.
I thought there was another exit.
Yes, that's the exit we came down from, the opposite side of where you came down.
So there are 2 elevators.
There are 2 elevators.
Are there 2 stones?
There's 1 stone. The people that went up your elevator never came back. Was there a stone on the ground up there besides the one you found here? Because this is the one they used to leave.
No, it was just this.
What was up there?
You said there was only 1 stone.
There's only 1 stone.
Kobolds.
Kobolds were up there. Surely it wasn't kobolds that killed our warriors. But that was a long, long time ago.
You mean like 2 years, 3 years?
The sun doesn't rise and set here in the underground. I just know that I am very, very old. And I was less old when they left. Let's say half old.
Do we know how old dwarves are? Generally?
Anyone got knowledge history?
I believe they only live for 15, 16 years or something. There's some sort of abominations, you see. That's what we've been taught.
Calamity education at its best. No one has knowledge history?
And they populate like you wouldn't believe, like vermin.
Well, you guys are in luck, because you have a dwarf right in front of you that might know that answer.
I already know the answer, that's why I've been saying it.
How long do your kind live, Master Dwarf?
Oh, if you get as old as I, you might be 300, 350 years old.
No, if that were true, the whole world would be filled with these vermin.
You don't know how anything works, do you?
Oh, I know how plenty works.
The pointy end goes in that one.
Look, what I want to know is, are we getting the stick or not? I want the magic stick, okay?
I quite like this stick.
Yes, but it'll be better if you don't even need it, all right? I can help you. Just let me heal you.
Might we avail you of that gem one more time to go up the other way, and I promise I'll take these faffs out of here.
He's like, oh man, how do I answer?
Yeah.
Or perhaps you can take us up there, and we'll leave the stone with you, so you can leave.
Oh, I'm much more comfortable down here, but what did that one young, unannoying lad say about people in the valley being in need of help? Yeah, we gotta go to the valley, and I know the people there, and we'll bring them back, and it looks like there's lots of caves down here. It looks like there's a nice spot for them to hide and stuff, because they're dealing with what you did. They're running from Calam.
We're worried Calam's on the way again. They might know about its location.
Yeah, the soldiers are quite horrible at this stage.
Oh, well, who can I trust with the gem to maybe go and help those people?
Will doesn't really want to touch them, so
Saltok, grab that gem right now.
I can take it
Saltok.
for now.
Grab that gem, Saltok. Don't let him get the spindly elf fingers on it.
Saltok's pretty close, so he's going to say, I'll take the gem, but could I trouble you for maybe one of those salamanders for the road?
We'll take as many salamanders as you want. They're quite frequent down here.
Thanks. Saltok grabs a whole jar.
Yeah, for sure. He hands you the whole jar. You got salamanders for the road. But I do have to say it was evening when you came down the elevator. So if you were to leave right away, it would be dark and you guys would be exposing yourself to being tired.
It's been a bit of a day after that battle up above. What do you say we find a nice little cozy patch of moss down here and have a rest?
Cozy? Are you kidding me?
The question is, how long do we have? And how close is the Valley of the Lost to us right now? If it's only half an hour away, we might as well go. Bring the people down here. Even if we are a little tired. But if it's longer, then yes, we should rest.
It is up to you guys.
How far away is
Master Dwarf, how far away is the Valley of the Lost from here? How long would it take us?
It is just on the other side of the lake, about as long as it took to get from your entrance on your elevator over to my cave, and then you'd go from my cave over to the other elevator, and then you'd be in a tunnel just inside the valley.
So we'd say an hour then, to get to the people, perhaps?
Oh, yes.
We should make haste.
So Will knows as well that Calamians don't typically like attacking at night.
Because useless humans can't see in the dark.
that wasn't him talking to you, Baelthor.
This is an external thought that Baelthor speaks.
And being in the army of Kalam, you would know they would rather fight under their blessed All-Mother, where they can see.
Point of fact, gentlemen, I think it might be a good idea to head up there now. The Calamian soldiers don't often fight in the nighttime, as they prefer to fight with the blessings of the All-Mother. I mean, everyone does really, don't they?
Also, humans can't see in the dark.
I see just fine.
He's part fairy.
Baelthor just sort of looks over at you, squints his eyes.
He does clearly have like big fey-like eyes. Like it's noticeable
Kind of like anime eyes.
in a way.
Always a little bit crying.
Sure.
Yeah, they're welled up. Yeah.
Watery eyes, guys.
The moisture level of the eyes is ever present.
80%. I say we leave now then.
I think it's a good idea, especially to be out of here.
Yeah, we're not getting anything from these rubes.
Yeah, it gives us some shifty eyes over towards the dwarves. Like,
Right, then on our way.
Sir, I'd just like to say that your hospitality has been very poor.
Would you like a cup of water?
No, I would not.
Okay,
that would be nice, actually, but no, never mind.
fair enough. I can show you the way to the other elevator if you wish. Although it is easy to get there, just on the other side of the lake, which you will give a wide berth, mind you.
Will's gonna walk over to Brother Ripov, kind of conspiratorially, like under his breath. Hey, brother,
Yes, Brother Will.
I'm still not, can't really trust this one. Maybe we go to the other side, but maybe we come back. And you said his staff might be valuable.
I am interested in the staff, yes.
Well, perhaps we might be coming back here after then.
Do you think we could succeed in this endeavor?
It's just an old man, some sort of creepy little creature. I don't see why not.
Interesting idea, I must say. I'm a little creeped out by that catatonic lady. Get some weird vibes from her. You don't think she's some sort of,
I think she's some sort of sorceress.
She's just sitting at the table.
I don't trust her.
So while this conversation's happening outside the cave, I presume, because you guys want to get out of earshot of everyone else.
I was whispering it too.
Yeah. So would perhaps Baelthor and Saltok like to have a bit of a conversation?
Baelthor, I've been thinking about something. And, okay, our friend Will, he doesn't like me much, or you neither, for that matter. Okay, and I reckon he's got some bad feelings against us, even himself. Poor guy, but he's got lots of anger in him. Seems like, and he ain't being really too quiet about that either. Talking about the Allmother and all. But the truth be told, I don't feel safe letting him know what's up there, or letting him back down here. He might just go on blabbering that back to Clem. Trying to suck up to them.
There is a chance that he is still with them.
Yeah,
I agree.
Okay, well, I ain't sure yet what I want to do about it, but I thought I'd tell you before things got worse, and, maybe you reckon what we should do about it.
You are correct. He should not be allowed back down here.
Yeah, how do we keep him up there? Anyway, we don't want to talk about it right now. I can hear them blabbering out there, but we got to get on our merry way.
What about your companion? Clear he can't really be trusted. Trying to grift everybody he can reach. That kind of person would be easy to sway.
He's an old sort. Maybe we could turn him against Will himself too, and then, he's just a greedy bastard though.
I provide a service to the community.
You're outside.
Can't help it. It's boiling up. It's just rising up like the boiled potato water.
What?
My ears are fucking burning.
Saltok, what do you want with these people?
Well, I want to see them safe, right? Like I said, I want a place for my Rosie. I want somewhere I can send her that I know she'll be safe. And I bet if we can get people down here, the clan won't be able to come down without this gem, right? So we can keep everybody safe, but how do we do that without letting everybody else know? Maybe we should get up there, see what state things are in.
I agree. We'll keep that in mind as we progress.
Maybe we can build a fake town so that when Clam comes through, they come in with the shooting everything. They're like, boo, 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 trying to get everything in the town, but then it's a fake town, and we have the town fall on all the Clam soldiers, right? If you've seen Blazing Saddles.
So while that's
I
happening...
read that in a book somewhere.
While that's happening, Clark is munching down on a spider given him to him by Harsk. Oh yeah, this is actually pretty good. And the secret is salt. So how many people do you say could live down here? Oh, there are hundreds of caves, all with tables, chairs, and beds carved out of stone. We had at least 50 of us down here before, back a long, long time ago.
It's time to get going.
Oh, okay, I will lead you guys. Follow me. Tap, shuffle, shuffle, tap, shuffle, shuffle.
This isn't going to take all frickin' night.
I, for one, am shocked that they are conspiring against Will and Brother Ripoff.
Absolutely. Jeez.
You don't know we're conspiring.
I know. I Alexei, am shocked.
Yeah, enough metagaming.
Conspire against the dwarf.
Well, it's like a goblin. It's like the same thing. Or kobold, sleeping kobold, dwarf, whatever. They're all lump them into the same group.
So Harsk leads you at his slow pace towards the other corner of the cave, staying at a healthy distance from the water. You guys see remnants of gardens, animal pens, an old blacksmith, a well, and a graveyard with about 30 markers. They all have stone hammers of Torag carved over them. Free religion check, because you guys suck.
Brother Ripoff has
I have,
religion.
Yeah.
Why didn't you roll
He
it
was
on
outside the
table?
cat.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't care.
My knowledge religion has actually come through quite well. I have 23.
All right, some more about Torag.
Which he'll share with nobody.
I'm going to analyze the angles to better exploit them in the future.
It's not Okrima, it doesn't matter.
Okrima, Otraba. I don't know.
Doesn't matter how you say it.
Yeah, it's the spirit that matters. It's
And the gold.
the spirit of giving.
Paul Oakenfold.
Hallelujah.
Now that I look at the phonetic spelling, it's Torog. And Torog is a serious god who values honor, Skeeter, planning, and well-made steel. He is often a distant deity, lending magical powers to his clerics. but leaving his followers to make their own way through life, knowing it'll make them strong and determined. He is one of the few gods from the age of creation.
That's that Toreg fella there. Very, very interesting god. He had an affinity for fine metals and steels. Maybe Hark. Do you know of any? Maybe get some fine metals or steels in honor of Toreg here.
Oh no. All of our good steel went up with the party that left through the elevator that you came down from.
To the Valley of the Lost?
Did you? No.
No.
I don't know where that place went.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Where did your compatriots with the valuable metals go?
Did you see any up there?
No, god damn it. That's why I'm asking you.
Then I don't know. I told you I wasn't there.
There were shiny little bits of metal, but that could have come from outside.
I think those were just from the kobolds.
Yeah.
So everything down here is clearly in disrepair, but it's nothing that couldn't be put to reuse with some TLC. You reach the second elevator, which is not unlike the first, but facing it this time, you guys notice that there are runes carved in the archway above it. If you guys were paying attention on the way down, they're not unlike the runes that were quickly passing as you came down the first one. Any knowledge checks on the runes?
Yeah,
Arcana?
I still roll all my knowledges. I have none.
Yeah, I only have religion. That's it.
What Arcana do?
Let's
Gonna
see.
roll a knowledge nature on those ones.
Yeah, you can try an Arcana check.
This helped. 18.
With 18. So you roll an 18 for Arcana, and you detect magic in the runes, but you can't quite tell what's going on. With your Arcana check, would you like to detect magic?
I would.
Wop, 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 wop.
All right. While my companion Baelthor there is examining the runes on the archway, I'd like to take a brief moment just to turn over this way here and maybe lean up against the wall, and I'm going to use a scroll, maybe on the down low a little bit here, And Brother Saltok.
Yeah.
Brother Saltok, if you would be so kind as to stand at my back, I just need to commune with our Lord Okraba for just a moment.
Okay.
So Skeeter is going to cast, he's going to use a scroll of Ears of the City, which is a very interesting spell that, should I describe the spell?
Yeah, I can do a quick little synopsis. It's not one used very often.
Right. So the target of this spell sees and hears a stream of past scenes and pieces of conversations related to local people and events. So basically, Skeeter's going to stand there. His eyes are going to kind of flutter. He becomes blind and deaf for 3 rounds, I believe, 1 round per level. And he gets to kind of see things as they were in the past when people lived in this environment. And he can speak. Well, he can use a diplomacy check to, I guess, gather information with these locals for 1d4 hours. But in reality, it's just mere moments.
Yeah, but you will choose one of the scenes you see to commune with, right?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
And Skeeter is doing this with the intention on finding, maybe where the dwarves would have kept their valuables, or, where the good stuff is, maybe some of their secrets, I'm just going to look for whatever I can extract the most value from here.
Shocker.
Where did they go, maybe, with their treasures?
You cast your spell, Ears of the City, to see and hear past scenes.
So I'd like to use these 3 rounds to, discover more information about these dwarves in this city, and where their valuables are, where they may have gone.
And the first vision you see, everything around you empties as you become, blind and deaf?
I am blind and deaf.
Yeah. And everything around you disappears. And you see ghosts coming down the elevator ahead of you. You see groups and groups of dwarves coming down the elevator, exhausted and just terrified. And they're coming group by group through the entrance that you are about to enter. And they start exploring their new habitat. You then see, it's later on, you see a thriving, happy dwarven community, fishing, using the blacksmith, farming, but oddly enough, you don't see any young dwarves around. You then see that the community is smaller. You see them burying bodies, and you see them burying bodies in full armor with their weapons into the graveyard.
That's what I'm talking about. Big buddy.
and you see a middle-aged Harsk arguing with the group holding the gem. And the last scene you see is an older Harsk catching salamanders and bringing them back to his home, followed by Frank, and there only seem to be 2 dwarves left. So what do you want to use your diplomacy on?
Well, I think first and foremost, we need to find out more information about these graves, where these treasures may be. I want to pay proper respects to these fallen, probably heroes, These are probably good folks, and they deserve the respect of a holy cleric of Okrima. It's the least I could do.
All right, roll a diplomacy. The whole time, Skeeter's just kind of blind and deaf and going, but people are just happy for once that he's not talking to them.
So, Skeeter has rolled 20 diplomacy.
So 20 diplomacy. So you lock onto the scene where you see the valuables, and you mingle with the ghosts from the past of that area. You learn that their tradition was to bury the fallen with their valuables, their amulets, their rings, their coin purses, which they had no use for anymore down here. You learn that no one has been able to conceive down here. You learn that because of that, it was decided to explore the surface yet again with their best warriors to see if they could find a place where they could thrive with a future. Harsk wanted to stay, you learn from him, where it was safe. He didn't want to go back to the valley side where they were chased from because they're worried that, Kalam was still there and there's nowhere to escape the valley. But he was also worried about the unknown elevator and where that might lead. Plus, that would be leaving the elderly down here without the stone. So if the warriors left and didn't come back, they would be doomed. Harsk ultimately lost the argument, and the warriors left up the elevator, never to return.
They don't have the gem anyways. Or they did have the gem.
So they went up with the gem, which you then found. The kobold found the shinies later, and we don't know what happened to the dwarves after they left. The kobolds were hundreds of years later. So for all you know, they could have left and got ambushed, or maybe attacked by a dragon. You don't know what happened, but long story short, these dwarves left. They lost the gem. Later on, the kobolds found it, looking for shinies, and they found this hidden boulder area, probably by luck, because they're dumb, stupid creatures. And this was a great nest area for them. And then you guys happened upon that area at least 100 years later.
Excellent. Well, Okrima will surely be pleased with the bounties that we could reap from these graves here. Guess we'll add grave robbing to the resume.
You done yet?
Yes, these are Skeeter's secrets.
That's all he says.
He wakes up from being blind, deaf, and dumb. He's like, yes, these are Skeeter's secrets.
Precisely what I say.
All right.
I proceed over to the platform.
So you begin detecting magic. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. And again, it's weird. You can tell that it is a arcane school producing this magic. Is it abjuration, conjuration, divination? Any of the other ones? It doesn't feel like any of those. It doesn't feel like a magic that you've ever felt before.
Baelthor would turn to his companions. It's the same magic from the other one. It's odd. I don't know what it is.
Ask, you know anything about those runes? You've been down here long enough.
Maybe it's dwarf magic.
Yeah. Did you do that?
So you ask Harsk if he knows anything about the runes, and he is talking to Clark, and he's just saying, when Kalam surrendered to the whim of the All-Mother, and when those men strode forth in her name with all her blazing power, what mortal dwarves can compete? Oh, what was that? The runes. We know nothing of the stone or magic of this place. It wasn't our people. It was all here when we got here.
That's old.
Ancient aliens is what he's talking about.
There is a tic-tac which is known to
Yes.
be alien.
Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
Do any of you know of races that lived underground? Older than the dwarves?
Creatures have been living underground for a very long time, even before the dwarves.
I think it's the same as the kobolds and the goblins.
You think a kobold or a goblin can make that?
I don't know. If it's a dwarf, what's the difference?
They got some craftsmanship.
They're very different.
Agree to disagree.
Or so I've been told, anyways.
Let's make our way up then.
I think you've been taught wrong.
Yeah, I've been taught wrong.
As they bicker, I put the gem in the thing.
Only Saltok goes up.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's up there.
So everyone goes into the second elevator.
Yep.
I assumed everybody was on, like, as we were walking, we were going to where we were going to go. I don't know if Harsk is coming with us or not, but...
Oh no, I am quite tired. Good luck up there, and please bring as many people as you can back. It would be nice to see people again.
Yeah, and I hope the next time I see you, if that ever happens, you'd be a little bit more hospitable. All right? It's a bit of advice for you.
Bye-bye.
You're an ass.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't set up a chapel down there to get the prime real estate when there's going to be all the people coming down.
That actually is a fine idea, Brother Salt. Lightning might strike twice after all. It seems that you've had another idea. That's a good idea. Maybe we should set something up, huh?
We're already going up, though.
What do you mean we're only going up? We have the stone.
I said we're already going up.
Yeah, that's fine. We can come back.
Yeah, but then what if other people get down here first?
Well, we'll beat them to the punch.
What? I don't think we should be charging the people we're going to save. I mean, what's the point of even saving them?
What do you mean? Not charging them?
Well, no, I mean, maybe if they're all, like that one with the beard down there, but not if they're real people.
Well, I mean, maybe you're a little confused here, but miracles aren't free, okay? We got to get some sort of recompense in order to really spread the good word of Okrima and make miracles happen. It's not enough. It's never enough. Okay, that's rule number 1 of the Church of Okrima. It's never enough money.
So yet again, you guys enter the elevator, not checking for traps, just hoping for the best.
Yep.
The bluish-gray gem is placed by Saltok into the center hole, which is all the same as the previous one. And again, everything starts to shine bright yellow. So you feel the ground beneath as you rise and start immediately ascending. Slowly at first, and then quickly. Smooth jazz starts to play on the way up.
Oh, I was just about to say the music that comes on. It's got to be.
More Coldplay.
Oh, no. It'll be infomercials.
Computer, record. Come on down to Brother.
The elevator starts to slow and then stops. You see you're in a dark tunnel with only a hint of moonlight from the entrance 80 feet away. So who can see in this tunnel?
Is the dwarf with us still?
No, he was quite tired.
All right, Saltok, you make sure you keep hold of that gem.
Of course. I can see down 60 feet in the darkness.
Would it be low light vision or dark vision in here?
It would be dark vision.
Maggie can see, but Baelthor will cast light on his staff as soon as he can't see.
Okay. Before Baelthor manages to cast light, Saltok, after picking up the gem on the ground, you look up and you see 4 creatures on the ground ahead of you. 2 of them are freshly killed horses, and on either side are what appear to be 2 small red dragons feasting on them. The draconic creatures turn to face you as they sense your presence. Mouths full, blood dripping down their chins. And to find out what happens next, you're just going to have to listen to the next episode.
Oh my God. What? Are you kidding me? You're going to give me dragons and then cliffy me on dragons?
Dragons in the dark. Oh, but you will have light at the beginning of the next episode.
That's the next episode.
God.
Dragons in the dark for sure.
Let me ask you a question. Are these dragons the hoarding type?
They are what appear to be, to Saltok, 2 small red dragons.
Yeah, it might be tough to determine their color, though, because you can only see in black and white.
Innately, Ripoff's mouth just starts salivating.
You don't need to
just-
put that in. I'm just being an ass.
Yeah.
With the hint of moonlight coming from the cave, Saltok just sees a tinge of red.
Perfect.